What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Side Eye Podcast. Really excited for this episode this week. I know it took a while to get it uploaded and had some issues on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and here it's Saturday. Finally able to get it uploaded. So I'm really excited for it. I had a great conversation with Logan and really pleased with how that went. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this one in particular as we dive into some pretty intense things. Do also want to give just a trigger warning that we do discuss some mental health. There are discussions of suicide and intentions. And so if those are issues for you, maybe don't watch this one, and I'll be back next week with another episode. But I appreciate all of you and look forward to hearing your thoughts.
Logan. Joe, you doing well? How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming on. So first in person, first time using the mics, first in the new house, first in Utah, lots of firsts here.
It's awesome.
No, I'm stoked. I'm so excited. And you were actually one of the ones I was talking with Mitch the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually working for Mitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I work, do some stuff for him. But he was like, you get like Ethan, Logan, Hayden. He's like, I was in my podcast. I think I talked to Ian. We're going to try and figure something out like in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, just stoked to have you here. Yeah. Real quick before we get into like questions and everything, do you want to give a shout out to Lucky, please sponsor me, and then you brought a drink as well. So let's talk about that for a sec.
This is Steadfast. This is my buddy's drink. I lived with him for 2 years.
Oh, cool.
So they're local here in Utah, and kind of getting them going.
Cool. Yeah. How long?
I think about 2 years, but I've been getting a lot more traction on the last 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, great. Oh, it looks delicious. So you might have to pop those up later. Do taste test. So real quick to just get into it, because usually I have my questions on my phone, so I got no.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're good. The first thing that I want to talk with you about, because my wife's from Illinois, you're from Indiana, the Carters, Indiana. I'm from Virginia, 5,000 people in my hometown.
Yeah.
What was it like for you, being in Utah County now, the transition from like Indiana high school sports,
Yeah.
right, which are big, no doubt, but you also played rugby out here, right? What was that kind of transition like as far as going from Indiana high school to Utah County? And did you play for BYU? Like,
Yeah, BYU.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, talk to me about that. But
Yeah. I love Utah County. I like it here. I know it's people either love it or they hate it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. Coming from Indiana, quite a small town. The sports were big, but specifically in Southern Indiana, it felt like we didn't get much like notability. There wasn't such outreaches. It was hard to get recruited.
Yeah.
Because playing football in high school, like I was collegiate football.
Yep.
But then out here when I came to BYU, I just kind of stayed actively healthy and lifted. And I just stayed fit. And then my senior year, I was like, I'm casting the new. So I tried for the rugby team.
Yeah.
Without the rugby experience. But football definitely helped the transition a lot. Sure. But yeah, I love Utah County. I think something I really like about it is how like connected it feels. It feels like people are very outgoing. There's a young crowd here with like 2 really big colleges nearby.
Yep.
You're sitting right in between them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
literally right in the middle.
There's one more this morning, and I drove past UVU. Forget it's right there.
Yeah.
So Bell is like a 30-minute walk from my house.
Yeah.
So it's very heavy. Oh, it's awesome. Okay, so you said football too. So did you come out here and were you on the football team, or did you work out with football guys? You were like, what was?
I kind of looked at trying to walk on at BYU, but it was just, I think BYU does a lot for recruiting in state.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's also new to see how big like Utah high school sports are. So like I have any doubting if 5 minutes smaller than them. Like you're watching Zach Wilson's little brother at Corner Canyon. Yeah, they know just whatever like those big names, and that's kind of where BYU kind of recruits from, it seems. But I kind of looked at it, but I don't know. So
sure. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair. So I should go back a little bit too. So I don't know if you've been to watch other episodes or anything. Just kind of talk a bit about what I'm really trying to do here. And initially, what my first thought was kind of along the same lines as you said. Like I grew up in a super small town. Exposure as an athlete was next to nothing. Exposure as an athlete who was also a member of the church was like nothing. So it was like I could go to SVU or I could go to BYU, and that was it. And I wasn't good enough to go to BYU, but the exposure wasn't there. So what I'm trying to do with this is, and it's going to hopefully be huge here, is get more member kids exposed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the podcast started. What I've noticed, and this is episode 6 now, what I've noticed through these first 6 episodes is it's kind of transitioning more into like how do we help kids learn to balance athletics and everything. All right. And geared really heavily towards balancing athletics and faith, but really just balancing athletics and life into.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed that kind of transition from what I initially thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I like what you said about like being in Southern Indiana, not that much exposure. So, okay. So being Southern Indiana, right? What in
Yeah.
So what then? There will be some obvious ones, but like, what are some of the biggest similarities and then also differences between Southern Indiana and Utah County?
As far as like
and like your experience
and sports, or
yeah, just sports and general.
Yeah. Well, I think talking about like connection, because I realized I've kind of developed this passion for it. Just talking to people and meeting people is what I do. I'm out all day, getting to know people. People get to know you, and it's just fun to be like connected. Like that's a kind of neat.
Yep.
And it feels like Akron, Utah County, people are very willing to connect. Like strangers at the gym,
Yes,
at Walmart. And not to say that it wasn't like Southern Indiana hospitality, but it's very different when it's like a grandma in the grocery aisle versus someone who's also 25.
Yep.
Going through similar things you are, similar phase of life.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, love that. Yeah, that's been huge for us too. I mean, we were at Costco yesterday. I guess I was
Mitch,
and there was this kid probably 22, 23, around that age.
Yeah.
And he was one of the like Costco sales reps. Like as you walk out, like the jacuzzis,
Yeah.
the seas, and the roofs. And I was there with the 2 of the girls, and I was like, "Hey, before we leave, you know, this like okay."
Yeah.
So they like walk up. His name is Ben, and I was like, just talk through like his sales,
Yeah.
how he does. And he was totally open about all of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, try this thing, right? Like, get into my sales pitch for what I'm doing now. But yeah, there's just found that if I did that in Illinois, they'd be like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I got a job to do. And like you said, like the Southern hospitality, the Midwest hospitality is there. Yeah, it's different. The connections out here are. You mentioned also you do that for work. What do you do for work?
I work as a medical assistant. I'm planning to go to PA school.
Okay, very cool.
But really, I find a lot of joy and passion and purpose in my work, and it's really because I get to sit down and talk to patients. Obviously, sometimes it's a little more like medicine specific, but
sure.
Sometimes patients come in and we just talk about a cruise they went on, or these folks. So it's just super fun.
Yeah, just conversation. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, that's good. So, how then are you finding time? Because you're also huge in fitness and lifting, and I guess first, would you classify yourself more as like a bodybuilder or a weightlifter, or do you just like to do fitness to stay in shape? Like which niche do you fit in?
It's tough because something I love about fitness is there's so many different realms you can attack. You can be a bodybuilder, you can be a powerlifter, you can be an endurance runner. And for me, it switches kind of just like a little bit of like an ADHD brain where I'm like, for lives, I'm bodybuilding, and then I'm like, dude, I'm getting tired of this. Let's start like lifting heavy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So right now I've been trying to lean out and be more of a bodybuilder. And then the last couple of weeks I've been trying to work in some more functional athletic stuff. So I can quick on a basketball court when I play with the buddies.
Yeah. Cool. Where's what you go to? Where
I looked at EOS.
EOS, okay. Yeah, that was when we were in Arizona, it was EOS for us too.
Yeah.
Loved EOS. It's tough because I keep saying Bass.
So
yeah, it's like right here. Walk to that and fitness. Oh, time. Damn, it's not 24 hours. Sometimes I worked up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
EOS is always great about that. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So how do you then, with a job, you said medical assistant?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you find balance with being medical assistant and then staying in shape?
Yeah.
Taking care of fitness. And and all that? How do you find balance in that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it when you're just starting out is like building the habits and kind of building a routine. Because now it's not like I don't need much motivation because it's like I go to the gym, I can work, and it's what I do. It's much more like a lifestyle now.
Sure.
And I enjoy it a lot, so it's easy to stay motivated. But I like to get my lifts in like 5, 6 times a week. I'm at work. I'll try to go for like a lunch walk, or like
Good.
just things like that. Because recently I've been very concerned with like health and wellness, like
Sure.
trying to
don't
just what is all
thing.
me nature. So I try to do things that like I enjoy like that. So going on walks, trying to eat right. Because also when like I eat right, I feel my body and I feel better. So I think that's the big motivator. Is I went down to Arizona to visit my brother.
Okay.
Super fun trip. Feeling super fun. We had a great time, but the routine kind of fell off a little bit because you're not in, in the habit of going or whatever on vacation. And towards the end, I started to just feel a little more like lethargic, sick, like the tummy was hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, well, I've been eating a little worse, not exercising as much. So
yeah, no, that's so true. That's
I like
so
feeling
true.
good. I like feeling good.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. That's so true because we we just moved, right? And so that like week leading up to the move,
Oh yeah.
and then we've been here. Today's Wednesday, so we've been here a week and a day, and like it's been up until like Monday. I felt
Yeah.
because like diet was gone,
Yeah.
exercise was gone. I typically go for a walk every morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just go out, I get in nature, go for a walk. So I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Like that full almost 2 weeks. It was
Yeah.
So by the time we got here, I was irritable, I was fidgety all the time. And so that diet sucked, fitness sucked. That it's so, and it just happens like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes so long to build up into it, and then it's like 2 days and nothing.
Right. Yeah.
But no, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's the habits are huge. Habits are huge, and it's interesting. It's like for us moving here, like the habits stay the same, right? But I have to find, for me, I have to find like new ways to do that. Like I'm walk. I tried walking out for a year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need 3 hours. Okay, I'm gonna go do this one stage. Now it's like, okay, am I gonna walk to the mall? Am I gonna walk down to the plaza? Am I gonna walk like where am I gonna go? It's not gonna anything it. So it's keeping those habits but adjusting as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's good. So you went to what you graduated in 2024.
Right.
Okay. So what's kept you back? Yeah, what has kept you? I know you talked a bit about like you talk counting and on the connections.
Yeah.
But is there more to it than that?
I'm not sure. I know I'm not very good at planning for the future.
Okay.
If you ask me what's going to happen in a year, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm very like take it a day at a time.
That's us too.
Right. And so it's like whenever I finished school, like what was the next step? Towards the end of BYU, I was looking at going to medical school and then kind of made that transition to PhD. That felt fulfilling and awesome for me to meet.
Yeah.
And then so after that, I was like, okay, now I'll stay here until I apply and then I'll move wherever I get into school. And so last year I applied. I had some interviews. I got into some schools, got into University of Evansville back in the New York.
Okay, that was good.
There.
This might be
Yeah, I got a couple other acceptances to places to move. And then when I thought about moving, I was like, wait, I love it here. I really like kind of built a life here. I'd like to stay here. So then even though I had the opportunity to start school this year, I was like, hey, I really don't stay here, so I'm going to not go to any of those schools, and I'm going to apply to them for EPA semester here.
Okay, great. And that's
Rocky Mountain University.
Okay.
UVU has a program.
Okay.
And then the U has.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, all yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I liked what you said about following something that's a passion for you, right? And it's 2 years later, but it sounds like that's still passion for you, still something you kind of want to do. Can you touch on that for a minute? Like the importance of finding a passion.
Yeah. Well, I actually kind of have something interesting to share about this. Is like in the last 3 to 6 months, I had a quarter life crisis.
There you go.
I turned 25 in April, and I guess it's actually real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My world was crumbling down, and I was like, "What are my religious beliefs?
Yeah.
What do I want to be when I grow up? And like what do I care about? What's important? What do I want to prioritize? What do I want my life to look like?" And so, for a fleeting moment, I was like, "Am I going to switch career paths?" And I thought about it for like one day. A lot of times I have conversations with ChatGPT to like work through
Sure. Yeah.
as a therapist, a soundboard, whatever. And I very quickly realized I was like, dude, I love medicine. I love helping and serving people who are in need of help. Especially when it combines like medicine with health and wellness and fitness, which I love. So to me, it's all kind of one and the same.
It's
Right.
yeah.
And so, yeah, just like I had this moment like 3 months ago where I like self-doubted. I second guessed. I was like, I'm going to work through this decision again. Do I actually want to be a PA? And very quickly, I was like, yes, I love this. This is what I'm going to be. Eventually, it might be next year I go to school, or it might be 2, 3 years I go to school. But it definitely, I was like, I love this.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. The people always, 20 years ago, it was midlife crisis. Your dad goes out and buys a boat or goes and buys a car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hit a quarter life crisis too. At 25, we were in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I had applied for like, I'm trying to remember the numbers. So you brought this up now. I think I applied for like 110 jobs and around there. Zero interviews, one contact, like nothing.
Right.
So and that just plunged me into this just like abyss.
Yeah.
And I wasn't coaching yet, right? And so I was just at home every day. This person was teaching, and so I'd go drive around Arizona, learn the streets.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where to go now. But yeah, that was it. That was my life.
Mm.
And so then I was like, they approached me about coaching, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. That'd be fun. And I did that for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
That was huge. It was huge.
Right.
And that passion, that kind of pulled me out of that.
Yeah.
Like that emphasis on reevaluating
Yeah.
and finding that passion and really going for it. And 2 years isn't really a long time.
Yeah.
In the great scheme of things, it's time to work on yourself, right? Get that focus back in. You did also mention like religious refocus, and so one of the things that I would like to talk about, and if you don't want to, I can.
We definitely physical talk.
But okay, so MTC, 13 days, right?
Right.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah.
I've got a guy who left after a year. I just went home.
Yeah.
Right. We've got all sorts of stories.
Yeah.
Talk about this.
No, it's actually funny. So, Abby Carter.
Yep.
Yeah. She texted me this morning and was like, hey, would you want to be in a video? And so I actually was just meet with her and we kind of did a little
nice.
talk about the MTC thing. So it was off fresh. We just talked about it. But, yeah, so I think it kind of starts leading up to going to the MTC and putting in my papers. It wasn't like a personal desire I really had at any point.
Yeah.
There were like phrases I shared with Abby. Like I remember talking to a leader and it was like, hey, my family's like kind of going through a hard time and like it would be hard to leave them. But also like they kind of need me. Like I would like to be here to support them.
Yeah.
I did get like if you serve, like they'll be blessed. And
sure.
And I think like obviously the person who shared that with me probably truly believed it, and it probably is true.
Yeah.
They will be blessed, But for me, I was like, it just didn't make sense to leave then. But anyway, so I get to the MTC and I'm like kind of realizing that like I'm doing this for everybody around me, for like external pressure from the church to, for whatever reason, I'm doing it to show I'm worthy or I don't know. But I realized it wasn't really like a personal decision. And so I kind of wrestled with that in the MTC, and that was ultimately kind of why I decided to. And then cousin Ethan left on his mission shortly after I came back.
Right. Yeah. It was like super.
And in his farewell talk, he kind of shared, I remember growing up and as a kid, like singing in primary, like, I hope they call me on mission.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is such a sweet sentiment. Like, I love Ethan and I respect him and I always look up to him and I'm proud of him. But I had this thought, I was like, I never really felt that way. And it's great that he did, that he had this desire and he wanted to serve. And he shared, I sing, I hope they call me on mission, but I was like, I hope they don't call me on mission. A little bit. Yeah.
For sure. No, I love that too. And that's actually really similar to the other guy got on here who you all met after a year. He's from Utah.
Okay.
And so he said, growing up, that was what he did.
Right.
I said, all my friends were going on a mission. And he said, what did he say? He said, I was really naive about it. And I just kind of went. So he said after a year, he was so mentally burnt out and he just plunged into this deep, dark place. And his mission president told him to go home.
Yeah.
So that's huge. And I think that shows really, really big emphasis on understanding what you need.
Yeah.
And I don't find this might tell the story. I don't think everyone is supposed to serve. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's for everyone. My dad didn't serve.
Yeah.
Right? He went in the military. And for him, it's actually kind of a funny story. He went to military university, to VMI, Virginia Military Institute, and all 4 years of school, he was meeting with like president and the general that was over the school and saying like, look, when I graduate, I'm going to go on a 2-year church mission and then I'll go back and do my service. And his senior year, there was turnover. And I can't remember if it was a new general or a new president or what, but he graduated. He went into the office. He said, okay, I want to go serve on church mission. And my dad does this accent and perfect, and I can't do it. But he said that I looked at him. He said, "No, you going in the army, boy." He said that was the end of it. Okay, but yeah, I don't think everybody should.
Yeah.
Right. And for people like your experience, right? You needed it.
Yeah.
And that's completely valid. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Can we dive more into kind of what you were saying about like reviewing your religious beliefs?
Yeah.
One of the things you had said to me was you are inactive, but LDS and Christian.
Yeah.
So can you kind of dive into that? Because to be fair, something I don't see a lot is people like profess inactive. Like they say like, I'm not a member, or like I'm all in.
Yeah.
And so, and I've actually been following a guy on social media who is kind of coming back to he's sort of mission, and that he's kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's like not like he drinks coffee. He drinks coffee.
Yeah.
But he's still like part of church. Like,
yeah.
What's your experience?
Yeah. So the quarter life crisis that I had, it essentially came down to how I was feeling emotionally, that like I always felt like love was conditional and had to be. It kind of came from, just like some events in childhood. And then also I kind of felt like the church reaffirmed it. Yeah. Not that they were telling me that love was conditional, but it felt like, I had to be worthy to go to the temple, or like I had to be obedient to receive blessings.
Yeah. The church a lot of times will like say the opposite.
Yeah.
Love is unconditional.
Right. But somehow just within me.
Yeah. I love that.
Like I remember, so one time, like I went to BYU, but I started at Murray State.
Oh, okay.
And I was there for like a semester, and like I was drinking a little bit around that time. It was a hard time. This was like 6 months after I got home from my mission, and it was obviously a very difficult transition.
Yep.
And I remember Murray State. Yeah. I know. That's funny. Yeah. But I remember talking to my mom, and I was trying to get answers, and I was trying to get back into my scripture reading and praying. And I was trying to be obedient, but like I was drinking sometimes. And my mom had made, and it's a harmless comment, it's very kind and understanding, but like it stuck with me. She was like, I was like, Mom, I'm not getting the answers. I feel like God has like abandoned me. Like I'm not feeling the Spirit, not getting the answers. And she's like, are you living worthy to receive the Spirit? Ooh. And so I just kind of sat with that for a little bit. And so and I go to therapy. And so a lot of this quarter life crisis, it's almost like, because I've been going to therapy, taking a break, whatever, I restarted therapy, and it almost like unfolded this quarter life crisis for me. But sometimes in therapy, things get worse before they get better.
Yes.
And I'm very glad that like I assessed all those things, thought about them, talked to friends and family about them. But for a while, it was hard for me to like go to church on Sundays. I've become the 1 hour warrior.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the back, and I would look around everybody, and I'd be like, all of these people are better. And there was lots of pretty girls. I'm single, and I'm like, none of these girls are going to be with me because I'm a little bit rough around the edges. Yeah. And so I made this decision at first I was just going to stop going, and just try to transition my relationship with God to more of like a personal thing rather than an organizational thing.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I'm at, because I believe in God, and I'm really grateful, and I love my Savior. Yeah. And so honestly, like since stepping away, it's helped me to not beat myself up or put pressure on myself when I do make mistakes. And I feel God's love overflowing still, Yeah. And so it's been a good decision for me, and everybody has different stories,
Yes.
Someone wants to be active in the church and have 3 callings, and
Oh gosh, no.
they're 4 days a week or whatever. Everyone's got a different what works for them, and this is something that right now works for me. I'm never afraid to reevaluate again. Reevaluate my career, or in a year or two, reevaluate that issue.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that's massive. That's huge. And that's something that I hope that everyone listening, whether they're a youth or an adult or whatever their situation or story, like that's huge. Being willing to reevaluate. And I'm a member of the church. I'm not saying reevaluate that you're religious, but I'm in general.
Yeah.
Right. I reevaluate things all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's how you grow.
Yes, that's how we grow. And I went through an experience like that as well, where like for me, I've never questioned the church, but I question people all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And so over the last, I'd say probably 2 or 3 years, it's become way more focused for me on like my relationship with God and Christ. That's and it has to be first. All right. You can't have a relationship with church. It's got to be a relationship with God and Christ. So, and even me and the rest of us talking last night, couple days, in the last couple days, but just kind of reevaluating ourselves and our relationship. And we both agreed, like, it's got to be us individually with God first. That has to be first. And then us individually with each other as a couple and with Him. Right. But it has to be the right layers. Right. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Of course. Okay. Before we get into the last few questions, I think we need to get into these.
Yep.
So this one's mine, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then, so this is this tropical fruit. It's actually my least favorite. Still good, but my least favorite. This one's okay. They didn't have the watermelon. Watermelon is the best one. And you said this is like
That's like a
white monster.
Yeah, it's like a white monster. Alpine chill is the
Alpine chill. Steadfast. And this is from Utah.
Yeah, it's from Utah.
And there you go. Take it back. Where you think, well,
I'll definitely rather I is.
it's pretty good.
Oh, that's a good crack right there.
Yeah, they do crackness. That is good. Well done, Steadfast. Wow. That's really good. I like that this is a little bit less caffeine. Because sometimes, like, the caffeine.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to rip 200. Well, it's good for like a late night if you're doing about 80.
Yeah. No, the Lucky's, I did Celsius for a long time. And then I found out, I told you earlier, green tea.
Yeah.
Wrecks me. So I would do Celsius. And then I was like, I got to get off energy drinks. So I started to do with ice water.
Oh, yeah.
Those are green tea.
Oh.
And so I did like a week and I was like, these are so good. Why do I feel like crap? And I looked at one. I was like, but yeah, I cycled through it. It's Celsius right before. I did C4 for a long time, but then they started to make just it all the time. I get tingled. Yeah. I was like, I feel like my trigger. What's going on? No, that's really good. That felt good.
No, I really like this. Lucky did a good job. Great job.
Sponsor me, please.
And I do like this. There's a short.
Yeah. So yeah, the story with Lucky was really cool, and I haven't dived fully into it, but the guy survived the plane crash, and that's kind of his goal.
And that's a pretty good brand name for the
guys. Yep. Yeah. They also have little like gums chews, which I think the chews. Apologies if I'm not. I think they have 180.
Oh, yeah.
So people like pop back when they go to class and like all that kind of stuff. So those look really good. I don't have these yet, but yeah.
Some not caffeine pouches.
Oh yeah, do you like Zin or no? Zin is caffeine?
That's
nicotine.
Yeah, but I do like caffeine
pouch. Really? I didn't even know they did though. That's wild. Do you like when you lift and stuff?
That's usually because some of the pouches we'll get are like 60 milligrams.
Okay, so just like a little thing.
Yeah. So like, whenever Hayden moved out here to Utah, like in February, I helped him drive out, and we were just.
Oh, we don't.
We're just
because what man was he before?
He was in Georgia going to school, and he finished up this because he was New Terran.
Oh, okay.
And then.
It's still playing out there.
And because he was in Columbia playing lacrosse, and he would have stayed there, but he got a concussion, and I was at a point where I was kind of like, okay, another concussion.
Yeah,
he pretty bad.
Shoot,
Yeah. He was definitely the one to talk about kind of his story.
But yeah, we also promise. Yeah. So, but your story, driving,
But
from
so,
Georgia.
but yeah, so he was in Georgia. Then he went home to Indiana,
Okay.
and then he was staying there for a little bit. He got a job, but then he was kind of like, I go to work, I go to the gym, and then I go to mom and dad's house.
Okay, what?
And so I was like, dude, come out here.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a great transition for him because there's so many people with connections you can.
Yeah.
But the drive, we were just freaking routing these caffeine vouchers.
Yeah. When we moved to Cali from Robinson, by the way, we tallied up like how many drinks and I did pouches.
Mhm.
We would do water, so it was healthier.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think it was like 60 to 80 milligrams pouch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, as soon as it was gone,
Yeah.
I think I did like 14 pouches cans in those 3 days.
Yeah.
That day was up.
Our one day of driving, we calculated, I can see just right around 1,000.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
No. And so when we were driving out, our AC gave out. Like, Kansas.
Yeah.
So we were like, we can't stop it.
Yeah.
Because if we stop, then we're going to drive in the day.
Yeah.
That's going to be hot as hell.
Yeah.
So we drove straight through, did like a 4-day drive. I think it was like 30 hours.
Yeah. That's
unreal.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I also wanted to touch on, this is kind of wrapping up, I guess, at this point. A little quicker episode today. It's not too bad. But I wanted to touch on like kind of your long-term plans.
Mhm.
If you, and I know you said like you don't have to plan your plan. But like what are saying? What are like what are the goals? What do you want? Like, yeah, what's I know PA school, we could assume, right? But I want to get from you too.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is crazy. A little oxymoron. I guess my goal for the future is to learn to live in the now. It really is. Well, because that was kind of my whole quarter life crisis as well, is that love is conditional, love is earned. I have to race and I have to study really hard at school. I have to, get married. I have to go to graduate school. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. And so when I kind of made this decision, I was like, oh, I like Utah. And I was like, well, if I to apply to Rocky Mountain, it's kind of my top option. And let Toro know that I wasn't going to go to school. I would be starting like next month.
Oh, wow.
Is when Toro starts.
Okay.
And I reached out to them and asked them about deferring because I was like, I think it would really benefit me to spend a year to grow both personally and professionally. Sure. And that's simply all I said, because
what's Toro?
Toro University is the PA school in Vegas. Awesome.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that one that I was excited to, and it was kind of one I was lined up to go to.
Awesome.
But then reached out to them about deferring. And it was simply just to slow down, to enjoy my life, to chase internal alignment. Internal alignment was also trying to do things that feel aligned with who I am.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's huge too. Yeah, that's huge. I think 6 months ago, if you had asked me, well, maybe more than 6, maybe like 8 months ago, if you'd asked me what I'd be doing this summer, I would have said recruiting.
Yeah.
I'd be in recruiting. I'd be at tournaments. And now I'm in Utah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing that I would be doing. But yeah, internal alignment is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. And same thing. I don't know that I'm perfectly aligned with what I'm meant to do, but all this feels good.
Yeah.
It's all feels like a good thing to do. So yeah, Toro, I didn't know it was down in Vegas. And you pointed that way. Like, just geographically, I'm so used to seeing Vegas this way.
Vegas is that way.
Oh yeah, you were spot on. This 15 goes right there.
Meaning on what are they?
Yeah. They also used to like mountains. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
That's Vegas. So no, that's all that. Okay, two last questions. So one of them, super non-important. Don't even know if you care at all.
Yeah.
World Cup starts this week.
Okay.
Any thoughts? Any interest? Did you even know that?
I didn't know the World Cup was happening this summer. I mean, that's on my drink.
Yeah.
Also, that it's happening in North America.
Yeah. So first game's tomorrow in Mexico, South Africa. Oops, yeah.
I would love to like go to a game or like be in a city that a game is.
Yeah, I was so mad that they didn't pick Sandy. Like,
Yeah.
there aren't that many soccer specific stadiums in the US. That's a huge.
Yeah.
And they, yeah,
They did like they were doing like friendly matches or like
yeah. So
like years in there.
South Korea played 2 friendlies on
Oh,
field.
that's
Yeah, I was gonna go. They played one on the 3rd last Wednesday.
Mhm.
We got in last Tuesday morning.
yeah.
So I was gonna take the new way. I was like, let's go and see some national teams. And then the morning of, I was like, oh, you have to buy tickets. Like, I assumed it was gonna be like this, like open door kind of thing. Yeah, but it's cheapest ticket. That BYU is a little like
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
For one ticket. I was like, yeah, no, there's no chance. No chance.
For practice.
Basically, yeah. Like, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry about it. We can't go, but
I'll definitely tune in. I'll definitely watch USA.
yeah, Friday first game.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
So I'll definitely watch the games.
Cool.
Because I love sports. I'll watch any sport. But soccer's not one I like religiously follow.
No, that's fair. That's valid. And again, I wanted to see that. So it's good. Last question I always ask every guest, and I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this because you're also a little bit closer to the age that I'm talking with, right? The younger, the youth coming up, and juniors and seniors who are trying to figure stuff out, even freshmen in college, even sophomores who are still trying to figure stuff out. What would be your biggest piece of advice to one of those kids who might be struggling with bouts, who might be struggling with faith, who might be struggling with their athletics, with something, with their mental health?
Right.
We didn't even go into mental health. Well, have you on again? Do what I think about that. What would be your biggest piece of advice? Pick one thing.
I think it would be find joy in the journey, probably, and like live in the now. This is all kind of like where my mind is in the recent months, because whenever you're living in the now and you're trying to find joy in the journey, even on a hard day, you can find things to do. Yeah, so if it's someone who is trying to pursue like a collegiate sports career, it's definitely easier to get your lifts in to train and to grow as a player when you're happy about it. And if you have questions about religion, it's easier to approach those questions and talk to friends and family when you are in a good mindset about it. Even though it's like, hey, I'm struggling and it's okay, and I can still be happy to do my best.
Yeah, I love that. And those are 2 like cliches that I love.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of cliches that I hate.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
I don't like your figure.
But like find joy in the journey. Love that. So okay. All right. First in person. Do you want to ask me anything? And if not, that's really fine.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't either until literally just now.
Give me a couple seconds.
All right.
You mentioned how you're not sure if you're 100% fully, totally aligned, but things feel good.
Yeah.
What is kind of your motivation? Like, what kind of keeps you going?
So my why is upstairs.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
I had an experience. I was going to talk about this a few days ago. It was just really hard day. And like 3 years ago, I dissented for the first time. And then only time. So the last 3 years has been rebuilt.
Yeah.
Rebuilding Joe, figuring out who Joe is. And again, it's really hard day 3 days ago. And we're a 3-minute walk from Parkway.
Yeah.
So I was in a terrible mood. I just had a really bad experience. And not with any of them, and I just looked at Marissa and I had on, I walked outside, like, this word. And I just started to walk. And I got to the bridge and I was like, I'm just going to it'd be easier for them and all that. And then it was like, that's so dumb. That's so dumb. why would I do that? Why would I give myself for a moment of non-clarity? And for me, again, the religious emphasis in my life right now, I was sitting. Did you drive across the bridge?
No, I can.
From there, right? Okay, so on the bridge they've got like a walking path on either side. So
Yeah,
a big curve type thing. So I was sitting on that, facing east, and I'm just like, head down, heavily, and just bawling, and I just kind of sit up and the rock, the Probe Temple, which is still being rebuilt. Doesn't look like a temple at all right now.
Yeah,
but it was just like right there, and I was like, what? like just come on. And so yeah, that just got me back. Just got me back in. And it was really interesting. I had just this moment of complete clarity right after this moment of complete confusion. Right. And it just brought me back right in.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if that was the answer to the question.
Yeah.
Right? But I just
for sure.
Yeah, no, I think
I
it's
just
just an incredible answer. Thank you. I keep going for them.
Yeah.
I keep going for them, and I keep going for me too, right? Because that's vital. Yeah. If you're not going for yourself, like you said with your mission, same thing.
Yeah.
If there's nothing invested in it for you, right? And then not to sound selfish, but like you have to do things for yourself.
Right.
You have to take care of yourself, and then you can take care of other people. So, yeah, I think in a roundabout way that kind of answers.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Like you were saying, is the hard moments they pass, and then the clarity, and then I'm happy again. I'm rejoicing again. I'm kind of in my right mind. I kind of had like a couple days. It was like Sunday and Monday. I was just feeling a little bit like more irritable, no energy as usual.
Yep.
And I think it's probably some kind of whatever. But I'm a pretty positive, happy guy. Like 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And then so like when I have an off day, I'm like, dude, am I broken? Like this is not good. I need to do something. I need to react and fix. What is wrong? And then like Monday night, I ate a little bit more food than I usually would eat and refed myself, went to sleep, woke up Tuesday, and life was great. Yeah. It was gone. Yeah. But for 2 days, I was like, I'm having a hard couple days. Yeah. And that's okay. And I think like you were saying, with youth who are struggling is that there will be hard moments that they pass.
They do. Yeah. I saw on social media, and I can't remember if it was Elijah or Elias or which old prophet it was. One of the prophets. Yeah. But it was like, it said they wanted to commit suicide, and Christ said, have a snack and have it.
Yeah. Right.
And then everything was fine. I think you said like, he had a little more food, had a good night's sleep. Tuesday was a good day.
Yeah.
Right. That was me yesterday too. I had a terrible night's sleep, woke up with Barrett, and I had like 4 eggs and a half pound of ground beef. Yeah. And I was like, oh, today's gonna be great.
Well, I think it's kind of what we were talking about at the beginning, that like a lot of the reason I care about health and wellness and fitness is because it makes me feel good. Yeah. And it's crazy how our biology responds to, you ever want to sleep and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm low energy, I'm irritable. And you're like, do I have a mood problem or a mental illness? Or like, am I just really tired?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. I love that too. I love that. Cool. No, well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I really do think, I think we should do another one sometime to dive into mental health and all that. Because I would like to talk about that with you, and we talked about that a bit before. I don't know, we're going to get around to it, but thank you for being.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Joe. That's really good reconnecting.
Yeah. Well, yeah.